Hey, Omega.
Yes, Gunner.
So, what's the most depressing possible thing that you could think of right now?
A puppy in Baltimore.
I was thinking more like a Daniel Bryan in Baltimore right now.
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's breaking your neck. That's it, man. Let's start the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 159 of Wooo Get Serious. My name is Gunner. That is Omega BR.
Stacy Keeler's from Baltimore.
Baltimore actually is the worst crowd ever. One of the worst crowds. I really don't like them for wrestling crowds. Also joining us this week is our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum DDS.
Everything seems to be a nominal situation at the moment.
That is until our next guest joins the show.
Apple core, Baltimore. Who's your friend? Me. Oh, I just got hit with an apple core.
That was quite possibly the most unfunny thing that you've ever said in your entire time on the show.
Don't blame me. Blame Daffy Duck. He started it.
I don't understand why you'd rip off Daffy Duck, and then I don't understand why you would do it poorly.
I guess the King of the Ring. It only happens a few times each decade. I blame that.
We got King of the Ring coming up, and we'll make some predictions on that too later on. But right now, we're going to be talking to the news. In a grim sign, WWE has removed Daniel Bryan from all live events and advertising until the end of June. CM Punk did a Q&A at C2E2 Expo in Chicago. Highlights include his writing a Drax the Destroyer series dropping in winter, making it clear he is done with wrestling, saying he would eat dinner with Bruce Lee if he could, and that he auditioned for the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. He also said his most awkward match was with Vince McMahon, citing his age, and that Vince told him to hit him as hard as he could, but Triple H pulled him aside and asked him not to. Why am I not surprised by that?
No, who knows?
So, I don't know if that's really the truth. Punk is... I mean, in his mind, he is... Now, to kind of go Jericho here for a second, he thinks he is right now, but I would be pretty shocked to see Punk in any kind of wrestling capacity ever again. Anytime soon, of course.
Well, anytime within the next 3 years, I would say that he would be in a wrestling ring. I doubt it. However, I do believe that we will see him again in a wrestling ring, and I think that he will make good with the WWE sometime within the next 10 years.
That's just kind of the nature of these things, people calm down and rest up and miss it and see opportunities and, Unfortunately, it might not be a choice for Daniel Bryan.
That's it, man. That's it.
I don't think he's quite done yet, but...
Coming back? Oy.
It's bad, but not... I agree, it's bad, but not ending bad yet. I think maybe they're trying... The company's being really quiet about it this time, which makes me think they're being really, really conservative, thinking that, until the doctors say, there's really nothing wrong with you anymore. Because much to their chagrin, they invested quite a lot of time and effort into the Daniel Bryan brand and gave him the Intercontinental title again. And they don't want, if there's one thing they really do hate, it's people who are injury prone. And that's not to say Bryan's injury prone, but he's not in a good state of affairs, health-wise.
No, and he hasn't been ever since he fucked up his elbow. I mean, they got the issue fixed, and I think that it's more along the lines of, him being safe rather than sorry later on. Mind you, it's not as bad as what happened to Jeff Hardy, but we'll talk about that in a minute. It's just the fact that it's so much in the past couple of years that he's gone through to get back to where he should be, which is at the top of the card, going for the WWE Championship and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I see, I don't know if I see him ever winning it again, but I could see him coming back and being strong for a couple of years and then retiring. I don't see... in 5 years, Daniel Bryan will not be wrestling. I guarantee it.
Well, that sucks, but I also think that Brie Bella is also part of the reason that's going to happen.
Probably. Because Brie's going to want a baby.
Exactly.
Or 5.
I'm not real sure about the Corgan thing. It's going to be... I know he likes wrestling, but there's been some rumblings about where he wants
to
get into with the company. And
do you want to actually, read off the news bit about it?
Sure. Dixie Carter tweeted tonight that Jeff Hardy has suffered a broken leg as a result of a dirt bike accident. Because he's an idiot riding a dirt bike when he should not be doing that when his career. But we'll get into that. Billy Corgan has joined the TNA creative team as senior producer of creative and talent development. Latest word is that TNA is now 2 months late on pay for the production crew, and worse, they were finally paid for the UK tour in January, and the checks were short on average $1,000 per person. Taryn Terrell spoke up, saying she's always been paid and wasn't aware there was even an issue. Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett held a Q&A at Preston City Wrestling, where they admitted that the early stages of Bischoff working for GFW were in the works. David Richards and Angelina Love are now engaged, and announcer Hector Guerrero is leaving TNA after 8 years. Holy shit! There's a lot of bad news.
You'd almost think Wade had something to do with it, but seriously, Mr. Smashing Pumpkins joining TNA. I'm okay with this. His own promotion, I'm sorry that didn't go as well as he would have liked, but I liked it, and if he can bring that level of energy back to TNA that he had in his own promotion, that'd be great.
Well, yeah, Billy Corgan coming on is, no small feat, to be honest. And I wonder how that's going to come when, he's on tour this summer with 9 Inch Nails. And he's doing an entire summer tour with that. So... I didn't hear that. Oh, yeah, no.
I thought he was touring with Manson.
Oh, Manson, that's what I meant. Yep, Manson.
I thought he was doing a stint down at the Corn Dog Shack. At the local amusement fair.
No, people still like Smashing Pumpkins. I still like Smashing Pumpkins. Not so much with the new stuff, but the old stuff is, it's held up really well. Anyway, the direction he wants to go with the company, there's been some rumblings with that. Basically, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of ditching the good guy, bad guy paradigm and going for a more real world.
So basically what you're telling me is that what TNA tried to do in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014?
I'm afraid that he's going to be Vince Russo.
I don't think so. I think it'll be fine.
Well, not that bad, but
I think he'll write something decent, and I think it'll be okay.
Well,
the interesting thing on this list that I think is a lot more newsworthy, to be completely honest with you, and worrisome, is Eric Bischoff signing on for GFW, the promotion that really isn't a promotion.
Well, at least not yet.
Dude, this was supposed to be a promotion 2 years ago.
I was going to say, it's been at least a couple of years, and they're still not even... do they even have a ring yet? Have they bought a ring?
They acquired the rights to New Japan, and they decided to broadcast that. But it's like, okay, that's great. That's fucking great. But what are you doing now?
Well, as for
they need to do something soon.
As for rings, we could speculate exactly what piece of Karen Jarrett's anatomy has a ring on it, but, the most important thing here...
Are you insinuating... Hold on, stop. Are you insinuating that Karen Jarrett has a penis and wears a cock ring on it?
If you want to go that far, I was just thinking more along the lines of clitoral, but whatever.
More China-esque. There, Yankum.
There you go.
Okay, we need to move on.
Come on, we haven't talked about clit dick in forever. Okay, so...
Speaking of clit dick, Davey Richards and Angelina Love are now engaged. You can tell me which one has it.
That was, well, he is a trained firefighter, isn't he?
Yep. He knows how to handle his hose. He's a little hose.
Yeah. There was a joke in there. That's not it, but...
Okay, I have to hunt for it later.
Jeff Hardy broke his leg on a motorcycle. Why in the hell would you be even...
It was a dirt bike.
Have... Well, that's still a motorcycle. A dirt bike is a kind of motorcycle.
But it's not... Well, not not the way you're saying it.
Well, okay, a dirt bike, which is a more dangerous motorcycle.
A cycle that has a motor.
So,
or
why don't they have in their contracts? Because I know, like, NFL and NBA players, when they sign their contracts, they have certain things that they're not allowed to do, like, riding motorcycles and dirt bikes and such, because if they get injured, then the company is out, theoretically millions of dollars because a star player isn't there.
Oh, you know that TNA lets Hardy have a brick of cocaine at every show. Now, not cinder block. It has to be a brick. But,
a brick of cocaine is pretty big.
Yep.
You're talking about a kilogram of cocaine.
Well, that's why he came out with that one famous meme.
Well, really, though, TNA really isn't in a position to worry about something drastic happening and killing them, because they've really been on the respirator for a long time now. So, if Corgan wants to shake things up, 5 years ago, I would have said, that might be a problem. Now, why not?
Yeah, at this point, what can they really do that could hurt anything worse than... normally when you say this, you're jinxing, but for TNA, really, I mean, how could it get any worse?
Exactly.
Don't ask that question, because it could get worse. It could get a lot worse, and I think it's going to...
What are they going to do, bring back Russo?
I guess. That could be something.
The only way that it could possibly get worse is if they bring back Russo and Corny and have them write the show
together.
Well, when they visit Destination America headquarters,
yeah,
and charm the pants off of Destination America executive, whoever it is.
All right. It's been confirmed, by the way, and since it's not on the news, I'll just do it here to segue a small bit. WWE 2K15 for the PC is coming out very, very shortly, and I think in like hours, literally, from the airing of this podcast. It will be able to be modded. You will be able to mod WWE 2K15.
Oh, that's going to bring an all new definition to bra and panties matches.
Here's the thing, though. I give it until WWE 2K16 until you have to pay for the mods.
Oh,
Well, they actually pulled all the mods.
Yeah, I know. For now, they pulled
okay,
it until
scratch
they can
that.
find
They-
something.
I apologize. WWE 2K15 has been released today. That's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's out right now. $50
it's on Steam. On Steam, $49.99.
We will
I'm still
play it
waiting
sometime
for-
or later. Once it goes on sale.
My plan. Oh yeah, okay, on sale. But I'm not. But I just, it's still the same Ukes engine, and I'm really more excited for when 2K Sports, they put it on their own engine because their stuff tends to look really good and work really well. If you've ever played NCAA 2K15 or the racing games or anything like that, they look really good. They work really well.
And we'll see what that happens when we get into that later on.
Well, really,
Obviously,
Mia is the worst dancer and always has been. So I don't know why Abby doesn't just drop her in light of this whole Holly going behind her back and Aubrey
what are
Day,
you
that
even
whole
talking
thing.
about?
What the fuck happened?
moms again. Jeez.
God damn it, Omega BR, because you're focused for 5 minutes.
Wrestling Fearless Leader.
WWE reportedly has been plans for Lana and Eva Marie, the latter of which has been posting videos of her training and learning various advanced moves with Brian Kendrick. Samoa Joe was backstage at the NXT tapings last week and might join the promotion as early as next month. I thought his first date was supposed to be the 23rd. I could be wrong. Officials are high on the large Dylan Miley, who got impressive reactions out of all the trainees. C. Denzel Freeman and Tony Briggs have been released. Cameron answered on Twitter asking if Melina versus Alicia Fox is still her favorite match, saying that it's one of her favorites is Undertaker, Mick Foley, Hell in a Cell. Kevin Nash said in an interview that Undertaker almost made the jump to WCW as Mark Calloway during his biker phase. So
That would have been shit.
It would have been good if it was 1997 or 90, or
they
right
would
from the
have fucked it
NWO.
up.
No, I don't think so. I think that
They
would
would
have
have fucked it up. He would have got lost in the NWO shuffle, I guarantee it.
Oh, probably.
And he would have been the NWO.
Lana and Eva Marie, it says they're training with Brian Kendrick. Is that the Brian Kendrick?
Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick.
Listen,
I was wondering
I'll
if
tell you
that was
this.
the Brian Kendrick.
I'll tell you this right now. The brunt of why people don't like Eva Marie is because she is effectively a nobody model who was hired to bring drama to their vapid reality program. That being said, if she actually legitimately learns how to wrestle, basically, how to work a passable match, how to do moves that go beyond running the ropes and, clothesline, headlock, that kind of thing, and, can actually do those things, then I'd say at least 80% of why the reason to dislike her will evaporate. Yep.
It's the same thing with Roman Reigns. I guarantee it. It's whatchamacallit. It's stop being she on my TV and get better, and everything will be okay.
I don't think you can compare the two like that because it's completely different. With Reigns, because with Reigns you can see that it's there, but it's not.
You obviously haven't
yet.
seen, but you
Reigns
obviously haven't seen what Eva's been doing. she's been posting things to her Instagram account, and it's things like her doing a hurricanrana, her doing a suicide dive, that kind of thing.
What's Instagram?
And my point has been made exactly. So she's
It's,
actually
that new cereal.
Is that like Tout?
it's like Tout, but they actually if Tout got popular.
Out, little tout.
You mean Vine?
Flash and come right out.
No, Vine is different. Vine is shorter. But yeah, I think
Like Omega BR's attention span.
At least when it comes to dance moms.
or Netjester's nether regions.
Oh, jeez. Walked
Yep.
right into that one.
So, and I don't personally, now granted I don't watch Total Divas, as you all know, but that I don't find Eva to be personally offensive, she's not really, I mean, she's kind of an idiot, and she doesn't do anything really, but she's not really mean or disrespectful about it. I mean, basically,
She's not terribly nasty on the show.
Basically, I'm comparing her to Cameron.
Yeah,
Watch
she seems like a bad person, but not in like a mean way, but more in like a vapid, self-centered, idiot way.
She
where
hasn't offended me
she's
the way
not-
Cameron did.
Well, I mean,
Check out
Cameron
what I
do?
just posted.
Well, Cameron with her whole, I was first eliminated on Tough Enough, but I'm still here anyway, talking to smack to Steve Austin, gets a DUI, trying to bribe the cop, her whole, haters, this and that, she's not good at anything, but, acts like she is, whereas Eva's good at anything, but she just sort of stands there and looks pretty like she's supposed to.
Well, she cleared the ropes in that suicide dive. At least that's something.
yeah, I'll give her that.
And if you look on her Instagram
Hey!
account, you'll see that she does other things too.
She doesn't look like absolute shit. I'll give her that.
Yeah, I mean, she's
Now,
actually
to be
improving. I
fair-
just think it's cool.
It's still very diva, hesitant, going into it. But I guess if she keeps working on it, maybe that'll go away.
And to be fair, she did post it herself, and that could have been the 50th take for all we know. But again,
That's true.
But again,
I mean,
the
if
fact
it's the
that she's even
50th
doing
take,
it,
it's still it's the 50th take. It's still her doing it, and I don't see a problem with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, she practices. That's fine. Maybe that was the 50th take, and but it takes time to get that sort of thing down. But still, she's not there yet. But maybe she'll be there soon, hopefully.
All right, we spent too long on Eva Marie. Time for something else. 15-minute time limit.
I'd like to spend too long on Eva Marie.
That's disgusting. We don't need to know that.
All night long.
Last night.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Ding dong.
Jesus, dude, you couldn't hit the bell on time. You'd have to wait. You had to wait that long. I mean, I know you're slow, but not Netchester slow. Speaking of Netchester slow, Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Neville defeated Bad News Barrett on the pre-show.
I missed that. I'm sure it was a great match, though.
I missed everything this week. Almost literally.
it was very good considering it was a last minute type deal. We could kind of go ahead and get.
We can kind of go ahead and give what?
Everything.
He's roboting.
Yes, Gunner, go ahead and give everything, Gunner.
Okay. Well, I think this should be a good match, and to give you a small little spoilers, this match may or may not be happening again sometime in the near future.
Wow.
I'm okay with this.
Haven't seen anything, have you? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen the spoilers. I mean, I know what happens. I just don't want to fucking, spoil it now.
The spoilers on Raw.
Did you not see the spoilers for SmackDown this week?
No.
Oh.
Some of us were actually watching the WWE Network as of an hour ago.
Oh. Well, good for you. Moving on. So, Dean Ambrose defeated Luke Harper in a Chicago street fight.
What a weird fucking match this was.
Oh, come on. I loved it. It was fun. I just wish that they'd done the mobile camera thing. I wish they'd followed them out to wherever they went and wherever they were fighting. And yes, I know, kayfabe, they had a rest. But can you imagine? This would have been so fun if they actually went out to Wrigley Field, busted down a locked gate, and actually fought on Wrigley Field or some other place with WWE cameras following. It'd be just like the old WCW days when they, or the 24/7 rule of the old Hardcore Championship.
For those of you that didn't see it, like halfway, no, I'd say 2/3 of the way through the match, these two fight their way backstage, get into,
SUV.
Wow. Harper gets into an SUV and goes to take off. Ambrose leaps through the window into the passenger side seat, and they speed off. And they're gone for, 2 matches? They don't come back until after the tag match. So I can only assume they, went and had lunch and, maybe caught a movie or something.
Or something like that.
Yeah, so, and then they come back after the tag match, and, it was good, but it was weird for them to just take off in the middle of the match. I get why they did it, I guess, but...
It's the longest match on WWE TV in about 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
I think it went like 52-10 or something like that. Moving on. Dolph Ziggler defeated Sheamus in a Kiss Me Arse match, which I saw the end of that, and apparently Sheamus didn't want to kiss Dolph's ass.
Yep.
Right. So he made.
I believe if you go back. I believe if you go back, you'll see that I may or may not have actually called that, and called it exactly in the prediction thread, exactly how it went. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I got my King of the Ring bracket perfect, and nobody else did.
Yes, we'll get to that in a minute, too. Then the next match was...
New Day
Sucks!
Versus... They defeated King Cesaro with shenanigans.
To become the new tag.
Cesaro.
You just like saying that name out of nowhere. Cesaro. It has a very calming effect on you. Cesaro.
What's more of a crime? Cesaro's push or what's his face? Oh, god damn it.
Tyson's?
No. Cody's.
I'm okay with this because now they can split Cesaro off and give him something else to do. Because Kid is not exactly... let's just be straight up. Tyson Kidd is the Marty Jannetty of that duo.
I think they're both the Marty Jannetty of that duo.
Next to
I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
Daddy's husband.
I don't know if I see Cesaro ever winning the WWE Championship ever.
I don't know. Well,
more sheer and see-through panels on Natty's outfits.
Give him time. I think eventually they'll realize what they've got with him. Because they don't always know what to do with somebody when they first get them. In fact, they almost never, ever know what to do with someone when they first get them anymore. And I think if you give him maybe like another 5 years, he could be, somebody that's up there in the main event. But New Day wins via shenanigans, which is awesome, because I like cheating New Day. It's kind of fun to watch them steal matches via Xavier Woods.
Yes, I agree. It is really cool actually to see New Day be heelish and crazy and whatnot.
Xavier Woods for the new Hornswoggle, hiding under and then causing shenanigans in the ring. Maybe he'll find the interdimensional portal that leads to Little People's Court.
I think they sealed that one up, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure it's only in that one arena, and you have to know the password to get in.
Speaking of knowing the password, John Cena defeated Rusev in the Russian chain match to retain the U.S. title. Basically, Rusev forgot the safe word, which was bananas.
Wait, I'm confused. He was confused and forgot the password, and forgetting the password is bananas, or the password is bananas?
The password was bananas.
That's the worst password ever.
Yes.
Nobody thought that Rusev was going to walk out with that U.S. title. No, but there's no way anyone thought that was going to be what happened. Cena too strong.
Pretty much.
I'm just confused as why they think it necessary we have the lighted post for strap matches. Can anybody tell me that?
To tap and to give you a visual representation, so it's not just a boring fucking match. Like they're gonna have next month at Payback.
Wait, what are they having at Payback? I forgot.
Last Man Standing.
Oh, for the love of fuck! We just had a last man standing match between fucking Reigns and Big Show.
No, it's going to be Cena and Rusev.
No,
it's good.
an
an ice match. That's what it is.
That's right. Not a whole lot better.
John Cena never quits.
Exactly. Nikki Bella defeated Naomi to win or to retain the Divas title.
Mistake.
No big surprise there.
Mistake.
I totally agree with you.
The most notable thing about that match was Naomi's new boots, which changed color every time she did a drop kick or something.
Those boots are fucking cool.
Yeah, I actually have a pair of things that kind of, it's not the same thing, but a pair of things that kind of do it. One's broken, though.
Oh, Jesus. A pair of things. Alright, so...
They're little LED light bars that go on the top of your shoe. And
right, on the top of your shoe.
This is quite possibly one of the most lewd episodes of Woo Get Serious we've had ever.
I think we spend the rest of the 15-minute time limit discussing what the possible things that do that Omega has.
It's Roman Reigns defeating Big Show in a last man standing match.
Yeah, who cares?
Come on, guys! Roman Reigns. He rose up and he overcame and he stepped on the table and he pinned Big Show down.
I'll say this. They seem to be doing this whole. Literally, Reigns keeps getting up, Reigns keeps punching, Reigns doesn't give up, and that's fine. But it's very typical now. That's basically Cena's shtick. You can't. The whole point of Reigns and the disdain for him is that we don't want another John Cena. They don't seem to be completely getting that.
I thought it was a really good match, though.
I didn't think, in all fairness and honesty, I didn't think it was a bad match. I thought they did a fair job of. There were a lot of points in the match I thought, okay, it's over, and then it wasn't, and that's always a good thing to have in a match. They did that spear through the barricade into the announcer's area spot that they literally do every other pay-per-view.
Right. Well, I just... There's only so much you can expect from them to do with Reigns, and this is exactly what you would expect for them to do with Reigns. For what it wasn't as bad as it could have been, because let's be honest, Big Show has put on some fucking stinkers, and Reigns is still green as goose shit. So this could have been just a shit tier, boring match, but it was actually pretty good.
Chicago, I've seen has reverted back into regular mode, probably because of the fact that they are too drunk from their hockey games. Considering the fact that the Blackhawks made it to the next round.
All right, we got the final match of the night. Seth Rollins defeating Randy Orton in the steel cage match to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I fell asleep before Orton even got to the ring.
Of course, when talking about Blandy Blorton, or whatever you'd want to call him, whatever nickname, it is imperative to remember that the most interesting things in an Orton match are usually done by Orton's opponent. And yet again, we have an interesting thing that happened as Seth Rollins pulls out an RKO out of his buttocks to win the World Heavyweight Championship and to incapacitate Randy and escape the cage.
I thought that what was more significant was Randy giving him a pedigree.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And I thought that's going to build to something else.
And it's fine to build to that, but the problem with the main event scene right now is that they're lost in this kind of shuffle where it very much feels like Cena's a part of this, even though he's not, where, everything is just so... It's not really about the match, it's about the last 3 minutes or so, and how it's going to go down. And, with Kane... Which, by the way, I'm sick of the Authority and the infighting, and none of it...
Makes any sense! Makes any sense, because it doesn't draw a dime.
It's easy to not... Maybe I said this last week, but it's easy to not notice or care because it's Orton, but he really doesn't feel like he's the guy in the feud. It feels like it's Rollins and Kane and all that stuff.
Right. You're absolutely correct. Speaking of being correct, we're going to move on here to the overtime, and we're going to talk about the King of the Ring tournament. So we've seen the King of the Ring tournament. I know that they've already crowned a winner. If you'd like me to spoil it for you, you just let me know now. You guys want me to spoil it?
Well, we've already seen it. I've already seen it.
I haven't seen it, but let me make a prediction since I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Everybody else has seen it, right? So
yeah, I think
I'm the only one that hasn't seen it. My prediction is Truth defeats Barrett, and then Sheamus defeats Neville. Sheamus beats Truth and becomes two-time King of the Ring.
You are incorrect.
Not even close.
Oh, not even close? Okay, hold on. One more try. Barrett defeats Truth. Neville defeats Sheamus. Barrett becomes King of the Ring?
That is exactly what happened.
I knew it had to be one of those things because WWE not going to do face versus face or heel versus heel because that'd be awful. So it had to be one of those two fucking outcomes.
Barrett wins.
And
isn't this his second win?
No, it's his first.
Ring before.
I thought he had won one.
Barrett won something. Barrett won something. I've been calling
something that means absolutely nothing.
I know, it's terrible. I've been calling him doing I'm calling him to win, Money in the Bank and King of the Ring and the Royal Rumble for like 5 years now, and I've been waiting for him to win something, and there you go. Wade Barrett, you're King of the Ring.
And it means absolutely nothing, and they'll do nothing with it.
Well,
other than
the matches Neville was in was good. The Neville versus Sheamus match was real good. And the back and forth between Barrett and Neville was pretty damn good all the way up to the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch those, even though I know the results. But
Yep, I'm gonna have to watch them too. I haven't watched much wrestling this week at all because I've been very busy. But so Wade Barrett, you're king of the ring. I'm enjoying that. I really hope it spins off of the feud with Neville for a while, and eventually they get the Intercontinental Championship between them, and that will be fun. And then you put Sheamus in there for fun, and you let Ambrose and Harper feud like madmen, and I guess Ziggler and Ambrose, since Ambrose cost Ziggler or Ziggler cost Ambrose, one of the two.
But what about Stardust?
That's the question,
What
isn't it?
about Stardust?
And hey, we haven't even talked about the most important thing that happened this week.
Which was
Damien Sandow.
Seriously, though, that was a fantastic segment. And I know some people were a little upset over the whole him mocking Curtis Axel, but I thought it was funny.
That was the one part of wrestling I got to see this week, and I'm so impressed that they let him do that on TV.
I'm of two minds of this. I'm glad that he's not the Mrs. Lackey again, and I wouldn't mind him seeing as the heel, him repeating Mr. Intellectual Savior. However, last night, him just repeating what Curtis Axel said, it was funny, but in a limited way, and I hope that, they get him to do something that's not just being the schoolyard curmudgeon that goes, I know you are, but what am I?
Okay, so in response to that, let me two-parter here. Part A, holy shit, how is NetJester of two minds about anything, let alone, one.
I thought he was a single-cell organism.
That's what I'm saying. And two, he won't be. This isn't going to be his whole gimmick the whole time. He'll move on and probably just kind of be a generic babyface for a while. But I thought last night was kind of funny. But I have a very juvenile sense of humor.
All right, I thought it was kind of lame, to be honest, but I guess my whole thing is you've got
I thought
Axel.
it was kind of lame, to be honest.
Yeah, boy.
Now cut that out.
Now cut that out.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Isn't it?
I'm waiting for the Millhouse laugh.
That's gonna do it.
All right, screw it. We're gonna get. I'm hungry. I want ice cream. I want ice cream. Do you want ice
You
cream?
know what I think? I think I want ice cream. I want a swirl cone. Chocolate
Okay.
vanilla swirl.
All right, let's do it. Dairy Queen drive-thru. With the ratings this week, it's you, Yankum.
Well, see, here's what happened. I was trying to get you to set it up with, like, let's go through, or let's head to, or,
Well, you just shut up
something,
and
and
hit the
then I
ratings.
would hit the button, and
Skidoo.
you fucked it all up. Friday's special Knockouts edition of Impact drew 381,000 viewers, down 5% from last week's 401,000. That's a shame because the Knockouts are actually good. I would much rather watch the Knockouts division than the Divas division any day of the week. SmackDown drew 2.642 million. That's up 8% from last week's 2.45. And Raw drew 3.76 million. That's down 7% from last week's 4.04. That's kind of weird. SmackDown goes up 8%. Raw goes down 7%. Something's happening.
Something is happening, and that just with the birthdays.
Birthdays, person, place, and thing. For the 29th of this month, we have the lovely Oksana, plus Mr. Gator of Slater Gator himself, Titus O'Neil, then Paul Roma, and Brittany Savage. On the 30th of this month, we have Sean Davari, And a new month, June 1st, none other than former King of the Ring, Booker T, plus the Human Tornado and Squire Dave Taylor. On June 2nd...
Wait a second.
What?
You went from April 30th to June 1st.
Yes.
You don't see a problem there.
Well, now that somebody just wrote May 1st, which was probably you, wasn't it? That's what happens. We read here and we get sabotaged by... Anyway, from May 1st, whack-a-mole. From May 1st to May 2nd, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, none other than The Rock. On the 3rd, we have Vampiro, however you'd like to pronounce it. On the 4th, we have none other than Ray Gonzalez and the legendary manager and one of my favorites, Mr. Fuji. On the 5th, we have legendary Hirohashi plus Private Don Kernoodle, which always sounds like a made-up name to me, referee Chad Patterson and Eva Torres. And something just got written, and the first name is Mike. Don't you dare finish writing that, because I won't read it.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
I like to pronounce it properly, by the way.
I would imagine.
Yes, it's this week in wrestling history. Circa 1997, where Jerry Lawler defeats King Reginald, Reggie B. Fine, for the USWA United Heavyweight title in Memphis, Tennessee, starting Lawler's 27th and final run with that particular title. Jump to 2000, where the Prototype defeats Smelly in San Diego, California, to win the Ultimate Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title. The Prototype you may currently know as John Cena. And in 2007, Memphis Wrestling ran the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, headlined by none other than Hulk Hogan, making his first ever independent wrestling appearance versus Paul White, a.k.a. The Big Show.
A.k.a. The Giant.
And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Now it's time for some happy trails.
Yes, somber happy trails this week, actually, to legendary AWA wrestler promoter Vern Gagne, who passed away at age 89. And also to Rudy Reyna, one of Lucha Libre's pioneering exoticos, who also passed away at the age of 69. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the deceased.
It is also worth noting that during tonight's King of the Ring, there was a video package tribute to Vern Gagne.
Interesting. Alright, what should we watch this week in wrestling? Yankum DDS.
Let's see, how about... Oh, I don't know. How about that Neville Harper match last night, which was surprisingly fantastic. Who knew Harper was that good? Like I knew he was good, but he's actually like really. I don't know if it was Neville or Harper or just the combination of the two. They put on a really good big man, small man match.
Matt Jester, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, Well, being it's freshest in my mind, and I think it's a pretty good match compared to what was on Raw last night, tonight's finals of the King of the Ring tournament, watch it one more time between Neville and Wade Bad News Barrett, because it's going to be good. Excuse me, it was good, and it was exciting, and you didn't know exactly who was going to win all the way up to the finish.
Omega, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
If I remember correctly, I believe Brody Lee and Pac, aka Luke Harper and Neville, had a main event match for Dragon Gate USA a few years back. So if you can check that out, I would. And bonus suggestion, the Chicago Film Archives have several wrestling matches on YouTube. One of which is Luthez versus Vern Gagne.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, okay.
So, you might know that I have a general hard-on for Zack Sabre Jr. and Shinsuke Nakamura. And so, little did I know that these two, they had a match on Rev Pro TV, number 6, featuring Shinsuke Nakamura versus Zack Sabre Jr. It's about a half an hour long. Check it out. It is fucking fantastic. Oh my god, it was so good. I can't. Go watch. Just stop this podcast. Come back to it after you're done and watch that match. Enjoy. Alright, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. You can check us out every week at smarksnark.com or youtube.com/smarksnark or facebook.com/smarksnark or twitter.com/smarksnark. You can also check us on the WooTubes or Get Serious. We're there almost every night or almost every Tuesday. And if you were a wrestling promoter or a wrestler or somebody in the business and you would like to get your promotion or some a little bit of airtime, you can come check us out and email us at smarksnark.com or smarksnark@gmail.com rather, and you can give us a call. And what's that number, Yankum?
It's 812-408-WOO. That's 812-408-9666.
Don't be afraid to leave a voicemail, and you can give us the talk, and we'll play it on the show. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Oh, shit.
Now what?
Well, it's sort of a good thing. I didn't say anything. I wanted to do it live on the air just to fuck with you guys, because that's how I roll. But I will not be here next week. Because as some listeners may or may not know, those that follow the Twitter or whatever, my sister, end-stage renal disease for the last 5 years, is getting a kidney on the 6th. So I will be in Indianapolis while she gets a kidney transplant.
Oh,
Kick ass.
And best of luck with that.
So I will not be here next week. It'll be up to you guys to either go on without me or to broadcast live without the best part of the show.
Tune in next week for Woo Gets Silly. It's 90 minutes of us in front of a brick wall.
You just kind of talking.
$8 million to make.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thanks. We wish your sister well, and hopefully she kicks some ass with that surgery, and she gets better. Thank you all for listening, and we wish you well in your past, present, and future endeavors.
I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon, damn it, and a vanilla midget never drew money. Achoo!
Good night, Rosemont.